Looks like it picked it up. Okay, now the audio. I haven't checked the audio yet because there's not much audio on the title screen. Okay. RNG screwed you a few times. 28 hours to get 100%. Oh my goodness. Okay. Please begin. Okay. I'll shuffle the audio once sound comes into it. You're going to get a bit of a reading from me. A man steps on the stage and taps a microphone. Good evening. Before we begin the game, there are a few announcements. Hi, Chender. How you doing? First, due to unexpected circumstances, the part of player will be performed by an understudy. A couple of audible groans and one muffled "whoa" erupt from the audience. Now, there's no need for that. This kid may not be a star yet, but I've seen her rehearse, and I guarantee that she'll impress you. She may not have had time to memorize any of her lines, but, well, neither have any of you. The audience laughs. Second, we'd like to warn you that the production features a significant amount of obscenity. I'm not sure if you can spot it on stream. Maybe it's losing it? No, it's not. It has a slight vibration on a few words. I can't click out of the window. Is it losing that in the compression, or can you see that on obscenity? Love the text effects like that. Okay, good. I wasn't sure if it was losing that in the crunch. But before all the parents and the audience begin covering their children's ears, know this. This stage is enchanted, such that the obscenities can only be heard by those of sufficient emotional maturity to handle hearing them. And finally, the writing room would like to issue an apology for failing to complete the script before this last performance. They are working on it as I speak, so it is my pleasure to announce that tonight's performance is also a race. Who will win? The writers furiously working to finish the script, or the performers attempting to perform it? I can't answer that question, but I can announce that the race begins now. We hope you enjoy the game. Where should you start? You were walking through the woods. Okay, that's me. When the world around you shattered. Nice. Let me fix the audio a bit. Now that we got background music. Let me give me a second. Okay. I think that's fine. If the audio gets away from me, let me know, okay? This was both alarming and inconvenient. Isolated on a lone stretch of ground, you were transfixed as the broken landscape began to rearrange itself. Oh, okay. Match 3. Your eyes followed the trees, and the hills, rock, collapsing in lines of 3. As if the forest you knew were a knot, becoming carefully untangled. You dared not move from your position as the ground beneath your feet quivered in anticipation of shattering further. You passed the time this way for who knows how long. Until the court slid into view. That's a castle. Music could be a bit louder. Okay, let me do that right now. It's loud for me, so I wasn't sure how overpowering it was. How is that? Until the court slid into view. At first, you weren't sure you could trust your eyes. A bit less? Okay. How's about now? Talking. Audio level. Aloo. Good? Bueno. At first, you weren't sure you could trust your eyes. I got you, Baxter. There's no harm. That's good when that stuff happens, honestly. But there it was, a great shining structure among the roiling landscape. Something stable and enclosed. A shelter. You kept your eyes on it, hoping it would draw close enough that you might peer inside its windows. I gotta get you down here, bud. Surprisingly, the court appeared to move freely through the broken landscape, disregarding lines of 3 as it approached your position. Uh-huh. Oh, I can just move it wherever. Okay. I see. So what's to stop me from just doing this? As it came near, the shattered landscape lurched. With little warning, the forest snapped back together as if something had pulled the knots of reality tight once more. Except by now, it wasn't the forest you knew. It was hardly even a forest. You stood stretched and began the hike toward the court. I got health. I just saw it on the left. Did I miss that before? Oh. I see. The forest? Question mark? Okay, let's just pause. Okay. Interesting. Later, while the sun hovered low over the horizon, there was a feast within the walls of the court. Hoping to avoid any attention, you sought out a more isolated part of the hall. An empty table near an exit where no one would pay you much mind. A sound plan, except... The hall was soon overflowing with people, and your table was no exception. Look at the size of that! Is that bread? Is that soup? Is that pizza? What are these peas doing on the ground? No, thank you. The young man seated to your right began engaging you in idle conversation. The weather, how you found the meal, the role of the individual in a society, how you preferred to make your bed, those sorts of subjects. Eventually, he inquired about how you came to arrive at the court. Which answers my question quite thoroughly, while raising many more, he says to you as you conclude your tale. But forgive me, you haven't actually finished your story, have you? You admit there is a bit more, though you have yet to make sense of it. Oh. The people within the court were earnest but odd. After your arrival, you attempted to get some answers about your whereabouts and the strange circumstances outside, but they spoke mostly in riddles and nonsense, didn't they? They did. Let's find out where you are. Okay, 4 elements at the bottom. Okay, oh, right, so I can see them here on the room display, and this is how you do your interactions with specific things. A man is resting in the shade of the wall. A woman in a helmet doing her taxes at a picnic table. Up there. That's not a David the Gnome. Okay. A pair in front of a blackboard discussing magic. And top right, a small cat bathing in the sun atop the walls. Okay. Talk. Said the man, whoa, pal, before you ask me any questions, you gotta know my deal. My deal is that I can only answer questions you haven't asked. So as to where we are, no can do, sorry, can't tell you. But what are we doing? Oh man, we're a court of fairies on a quest to find our missing queen. He looked both sides, then said, so let me know if you see her. Just don't ask me where she is. Next, you... Hold on, are you seriously telling me about every individual conversation you had in excruciating detail? Yes. Yes, you are, because if he lets you proceed uninterrupted, he'll learn that many of these people played a part in what happened next. Fine, fine. Woman doing the taxes. Nice hard hat. Said the woman, I would love to tell you where we are, friend, but I haven't figured out where we aren't. She gestured at a stack of maps on the table behind her. We are not in any of those places. She's definitely not doing taxes. Or at least we weren't. Who knows if that's true now that the tide has come in? You attempted another tactic, hoping to glean some information. Perhaps she could tell you the name of this place? Oh, we just call it the court. Its full name is the court, of course. Something like the Court of Aluminum, but it starts with a T? Aluminium? Aluminium. Okay, this is the UK pronunciation. The Court of Tungsten? I don't know. Maybe I'm new here and I'm bad with names, but I can at least give you mine. I'm Robin. She held out her hand, which you shook as you introduced yourself. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should try to sort this out before the tide settles again. Okay. Talk. Aluminium. I say aluminum. They appeared to be in a seminar of some sort, taking place in the courtyard. A seminar on magic, if you understood the text on the blackboard correctly. Okay, so first you take a metaphor, and then you stretch it really thin, right? Right. Like really thin. So thin you forget its original purpose. Then you inflate it. Right, just inflate the metaphor. I prefer to use my lungs for that. So as inflating, you twist it like, hang on, like so. You still following? I think so. And hold. Ta-da! There it is, and it resembles a dog, a delight for children and such. Okay, so what happened to the metaphor? It's a lovely little balloon dog now. I see. They seem a bit busy. You left them to it. Okay, so this isn't magical magic. This is like you have a coin behind your ear magic, I suppose. Cat. Small cat said, meow. Your questions are numerous but inconsequential, for they overlook the current crisis. Meow? What crisis? Why, the crisis whereby my dinner is late. Meow. It is so late, in fact, that I'm not certain the concept of dinner isn't something I invented in a fugue state of hunger. All the societal issues are mere trivialities in the comparison to my plight. Purr, please, stranger. Might you fill my bowl, thus ending my ravenous standoff? A woman behind you laughed. Oh, don't listen to him. He's been fed twice today. Okay, let's look at the court. Finding no immediate answers inside the court, you moved to the top of the walls and looked outward. Strolling the parapet. Perhaps there was something you could see from this vantage that would shed more light on your situation. To the contrary, conditions outside the walls were even stranger than they were at the time of your arrival. The rest of the shattered landscape had now melted away. The court stands alone amid a void. But not for long. Like a rush of water, new surroundings began to surround. Whoa! Much of the new topography was familiar to you. You could identify fields of wheat, water, woods, and hills. But there was something else to see. A menacing group of other courts were also part of the landscape. You were not alone in noticing these courts. Someone shouted, "The war! The war! The war is here!" Someone else, "That can't be. Puck said no wars until we find the queen." Then perhaps he should explain that to them. Surrounded by the enemy courts or castles on all sides and bereft of obvious course of actions, the people of the court began to pray. A man stepped forward, offered the first prayer. I genuinely wish no harm upon our enemy. I merely pray they would fade into obscurity. I must kill them by matching 3. Wow, didn't expect that to work, but thanks. The woman named Robin offered the next prayer. My notes are quite clear on this. Prayer does not work. A realist. Our time is much better spent steering the court. Remember, their soldiers cannot cross water. We should try to take shelter behind the moat until the tide comes in. So, let me see here. So... Oh, okay. I had to go through the next thing. Okay. Well, we're taking shelter. There's going to be one right beside us in a second. Okay. There, now that river protects us from nearly half of the field. Okay. What about the guys to our left, though? The hills slow their advance. So for my next prayer... But the next prayer did not belong to Robin. The next prayer belonged to the cat. Wow, so long as we're making demands of God, then my wish, as ever, is to be fed. The wheat! Psst! Hey! Probably didn't notice, but something over here just happened. What happened is by matching fields of wheat, the court acquired more food. Similarly, other parts of the battlefield can be matched to earn these currencies. None of these fairies and the court will tell you this. Their religion forbids them from acknowledging the presence of the user interface. But I am a secular tooltip. I fear no god. I will do my best to provide you with this vital information. You're welcome. Purr, yes, more of that. Oh no. Robin then bemoaned the loss of the moat, and we face even more of the enemy than before. Why do I bother? The scholars at the blackboard now chimed in. We've identified the most strategically sound location. This spot, right here! If we just steer over there carefully, we should be fine. Sitting pretty. Oh, up there, I guess. Okay. But Robin interjected. Stop! Look at the clock! It's almost low tide. We have no time left. We have time left for only one move, I'm sorry. So where's the clock? Oh, the clock is the vertical bar over here that's draining. Okay. Hello again. Oh, the clock and time left Robin alludes to is, in fact, this unassuming progress bar to the left of your vision. Much like life, every move you make depletes some of your remaining time. If we only have one prayer left, what do you suggest we ask for? Might as well pray for a miracle. Okay. Oh, well, that's a start. Apologies, but rather another explanation. From me, your humble tooltip is in order. The previous move chained multiple matches together. Because of this, you've earned some bonus time. For the fairies of the court, this might as well be a miracle. Is there any chance we do that again? Whatever that was? But there's no such chance. The next prayer would be the last one. Incidentally, the next prayer also belonged to you. Unsure of what any of this really meant, you imitated the people around you and made a pointless decision. Okay. Battlefield snapped together as the court snapped to attention. Places, everyone! Windows were shuttered, doors were slammed, throngs of people emerged from the inside and formed a line near the gates. A tap on your shoulder from one of the scholars. We need some help in the dressing room. You have a free hand? Okay. Along with the scholars, introduced to you as Hop and Skip. You sorted through a large pile of costumes, props, and weapons. Check the tag on that, will you? Make sure I put it together properly. Click and hold. Hold. Farmer. Working fairy gathers food from the fields. This looks correct. Feel free to hand it out. Click to use. You hand the bundle of farmer's apparel to the first person in line. Unperturbed by the idea of harvesting wheat in the middle of the battle, they whistled as they marched out the front gate. Now, do it again. Deploy another farmer. Now see if this one fits anybody. Click and hold. Soldier. Offensive fairy. Okay. So I see the currency is used to build these. Handed a bundle of armor and weapons to the next person in line. Tested the weight of the weapon in her hand. I haven't received any training, so I'm just playing to hit anything that doesn't belong to us. Okay. After this minimal preparation, the scholars considered their work finished. I'd place our chance of survival somewhere around abysmal, but I'm afraid this is the best we can do. A small mercy, at least. The queen isn't here to witness this. And so you waited with the others for the battle to commence. Well, I must pester you one more time before I take my leave. Observe! This is the undo button. Use it to change your mind as many times as you wish before starting the battle. However, the official editorial tooltip position is that you are liable to lose no matter how many times you change your mind presently. When you are ready, press play to proceed to battle. Now, I will leave you in peace. I'm not sure I quite understand the usage of these guys down here right now. Let me see. Because one is a water resource, the other uses the other resources. Something for later, I guess, because it sounds like you lose this regardless, I guess. But should you ever desire the company of your loyal tooltip, all you need to do is click and hold over any button or tile. I will do my best to explain to you. Play. Commence battle. Okay. Chill battle tunes. So I can see him harvesting here. We're getting swarmed, guys. Oh! Cat! Okay. And then, sometime later, as the sun hovered low over the horizon, there was a feast within the walls of the court. It's a match 3 tower defense for people who like reading, according to the dev. The man to your right is beside himself with laughter. Okay, so our court, caught off guard by a sudden war, stumbled behind enemy lines, made a token attempt at resistance, and was summarily toppled. Do I have that right? Yes, that does appear to be an accurate summary. Well then, I'm certainly glad I slept through that. As you look at your surroundings, a switch flips in your mind. Your own story makes little sense now that you think on it. How did you... Your companion pats your arm. Don't worry about it. If our court can't withstand physical destruction, we wouldn't last 5 minutes in the pull of the tide. But enough of that. It's about time I made some introductions. As you've narrowly avoided learning, this place is called the Titanium Court. Meanwhile, I have the honor of being the steward of the court. My name is Puck, although my lovers and enemies call me Goodfellow. I'm chief advisor and friend eternal to our fair queen. As fancy as that sounds, in practice it means he's unemployed. One of the scholars, the man named Hop, has approached your table. He appears to have had a drink or two, or 4. He pulls up a seat between the two of you and assumes a jovial attitude. Guess the queen stood us up, huh? Good fella, good for her, I'd say. I'd skip town, too, if I knew what a sorry showing the court would make. But on the plus side, we can continue draining her wine cellar. Now, are you gonna help me with that, good fella, or are you just gonna stare at me? I don't mind either way. Puck, staring at the scholar, mouth agape, inhales slowly and pinches his nose. What fools these. How drunk are you, Hop? The queen's right here. I've been speaking to her for the entire feast. That's us? As excited hush falls over the entire hall. Hop blinks, looks at you, looks at Puck, turns bright red. Huh? Oh, I see now. That calls for Her Majesty's finest vintage. I'll be right back. As Hop makes a quick exit, you steadily look at Puck and shake your head. There's no use denying it now. Not after the tale you told me. If you prefer more proof, just look at where you've been seated. You slowly take in your surroundings. Uh-oh. I thought we were by the back door. Head of the big table. Puck smiles. Now, if I may conclude my introductions, let me present the court to your majesty, and likewise. He stands up and addresses the entire hall as he says, long absent, the queen of Titanium Court, as always a stranger, has arrived. Cheers erupt. Dessert is served. Yay! To your left, Hop returned with an armful of glasses and bottles. And about time, too. Goodfellow, did you tell her about the war yet? Titanium Court! Ooh. A place beloved only of clowns and criminals. And then, just a short while after the feast, the court returns to war. You're in charge of the war now, Your Majesty. You should be fine. Just remember everything we taught you about magical warfare. Blinking slowly, you remind them that at this exact moment, they've taught you roughly nothing about magical warfare. Ah, good, you remember us quite clearly. High tide. When the field is broken, arrange it to your advantage. What's this? Consult the ever-changing map. Huh? What's this? You don't know what any of this means. Okay. We're up to speed pretty good, I think. Inspect your available units, I guess? Well, these are the guys we know of. So, I'm still not sure I understand some stuff here. Like, you can match 3 and destroy these guys. But, like, the placement, I know that water separates you and makes you safe from them. Let me see. The court can move freely as well, so there is that. So let me bring down here. Let's see. Trying to figure out. Kind of stuck in with a few of these guys. There's something it'll bring up. Don't worry, it'll explain everything. Okay. Because it feels like I just missed some important stuff in there, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, you can match 3 and get rid of them, but... It's kind of the idea of the narrative. Okay. I'm doing terrible, it seems. Actually. Oh, man! I could have gotten... Okay. Well... I thought I had a little bit more left. I could have gotten a match 4 on them. Stuck in a fake kingdom trying to figure shit out by the seat of your pants. Both in and outside universe have no idea what the frick is going on. Okay, good. There's occasionally the whole notion of a puzzle game where I feel like I am really behind on what it's trying to teach me. And this is usually what it feels like. Okay, good. Make preparations for the coming battle. Low tide. So this is where I build the guys. Well, okay. I can only make 1 of them. Okay. Commence battle, sure. Yeah, I just saw 1 guy. Okay, so they can't... Okay. I thought guys would come out of all these red ones. It has to be one that has a dude on it then. Okay. Oh! Baseball! So there he is. This one goober here. Hey. I love the little dudes that it draws. Inexplicably a referee. Well, now that you've achieved some kind of victory in the war, you wonder if someone in the court might help you return home. It would be our pleasure if you can show us the way. Also, that was only 1 battle. There are more to come if my notes are to be trusted. Take a metaphor, inflate it, and then make a balloon dog. Is that like making lemons out of lemonade? Well, if you understand this map correctly, if it even is a map, there appears to be some sort of signage just ahead. Up there. Perhaps you can reach those signs. You'll learn more about where you actually are, along with how to get home. To reach them, we need merely to be swept forward by the tide, as we've been doing all along. Convenient. Okay. High tide, while the field is broken, arrange to your advantage. Pardon me? Okay. So... Kill dudes. That looks to be new. Whatever that is. Okay, so let's see. I can move freely. And up here, okay. So, let's see. Can I do anything to bring this downward? Not quite. Let me see, let me see. Should I do anything with these waters? I guess probably, sure. Oh! 4. And... still got 2 of these goobers within marching distance, it seems. Okay. If I were to inspect and visit... yeah, let me see. So, I would need 3 of these, okay. And 1 of each of these. Okay, and that's, stone. Okay. So, stone, okay. And... let's see, let's see. Anything else? I guess 2 for here? Okay. And any other final ones? I feel like I really haven't got a good grasp of how to box them in from water. Let me see. New, okay. Take a look in the storage units. 4 and 5 doesn't give you more than just making a match. Oh, okay. You're quite curious about what you might find inside the storage unit, but it's locked. Okay. Well... just see what happens, I guess. They don't have overlapping currency, so just spam them is what I'm doing. Destroy. Oh, I see. So there was a dude inside that one. So that wiped one of them out. Now they're spawning on the left. Okay, okay. Nothing but net. Ooh, boy. Okay, I'm getting it. Cat? Cat knocking something off the counter? The sports metaphor classic? Aha. New. What's this? Wait, aren't some of those courts empty? You've noticed a subtle difference between some of the enemy courts on the battlefield. While many enemy courts have soldiers prominently stationed outside their gates, there are plenty of them which appear to be completely empty. You think you can maybe assume that these empty will not attack the court. Yes, that's just what I clicked on. That's good. Yes, you can assume that. Additionally, you can see soldiers will attack the court here over the timeline. Got it. Enemy soldiers might be no threat if you can deal with their courts before they attack. Oh, okay, okay. It's all coming together. Also, there's a pumpkin? Okay, I can do this and wipe out you. Actually, I could wipe out pretty much the same thing, really. Let me do this. And, oh, wait. Here. And, bit. Excellent. So let me see. I do need to get some stones, I suppose? So I can at least summon some rude boys. Okay, so I need... what was the currency for that? So I got more than enough gold. Or, that's food, no. More than enough food. Okay, so I need still more stones. Okay, so... these guys down here. Actually, can I get any matches doing here? Not quite. Okay. There we go. And here. A. And bit. Look at that. Me safe. So they can't cross water, right? So I'm safe down here is what I'm getting, right? Let me see. I will plink away. Excellent. Anything else up here that's super safe I can knock out? There we go. And it. Excellent. Preparations for battle. Oh. Actually, I probably could have, if I don't use anything, could have actually... Actually, I probably could have just not used that currency. If it carries from map to map, didn't I basically just waste a bunch? Oh well, no big deal. Okay, okay. No biggie. That's how we learn. Baseball. It'll eventually tell you you can exit to menu and retry. A menacing birdcage suddenly appears in front of the court. How big is it? Your Majesty, I have notes on this foe. Let me know if you'd like to see them. Oh. Right, here's what my notes say. First, at the start of low tide, birdcage will flood its surroundings with water. Following that, the birdcage will attack the court with birds. Those ain't birds, those are little cherub thingos. Fighting it may prove tricky. If it's always surrounded by water, the court soldiers will be unable to reach. You agree. You wonder if there's another approach the court could take. Either way, you thank Robin for the information. Well, let's, before I do that, are there any straightforward ones I could knock out here? Yeah. There we go. I'm down here. Okay, okay. Get rid of these guys. Get rid of this. There we go. Water blocks your guys. Yeah. Majesty, look! There's a chest resting on that patch of land. We should be able to recover its contents as long as it remains in sight until low tide. Okay. So let's see here. Any good stones of these that I could take? I suppose just don't match this with another stone, and we're golden. So, bit. Okay. And let me check my currency here. Need more stones for sure, though. Uh-oh. So they're spawning all these guys over here. I'm over here. Let's see, let's see. Eliminating this would be good. How much do I got? I got plenty over here still. Can I draw? None here. Okay. Let me do this. I'll leave the water there. A barrier for them of some sort. Oh, wait, that's a chest. I don't want to get rid of that. Got water here. I suppose this, then I can clear you. Okay. And what else? Probably get rid of the water, I suppose, given the placement. There we go. And if I bring these here, okay, I should actually be able to do something with this. Remove. And it. Uh-oh. Boo! There we go. Anything else? Over here, water's a bit of a barrier. Can they go? Okay, they can't go diagonally, so that's fine. I'll leave that there. I kind of like where that's placed. Can I? Okay, I'll still have something here. Oh. Okay, no big deal. I misread something. That will wipe that out. I don't want to wipe you out. There we go. Sure. As low tide begins, the birdcage surrounds itself with a moat. Okay. Gather all manner of trinkets, treasures, trifles, and toys. Yes. Selection of goods that are for taking. Bird, offensive winged fairy, unhindered by terrain. Get it! Acquisition wait. Offensive rock. Attacks enemy via water. Get it! Okay. The chests are empty. Now it is safe to shut them. I see. Good old offensive rock. Offensive rock, Very problematic discussions. Let me see here. There it is, this icon. Okay. So, what was the gist with this guy again? Gathers food from fields, right. Yeah, sure. Now, 3 and 1. Offensive rock, what do you do? Attacks enemy via water. Okay. So, 2 of you. 1, I guess, of this. Actually, can you even get there? We'll figure it out. They attack it via water. Can you get there and attack it, I guess? Or you have to start in water? Commence. What happens? Oh, there's a delay to them as well. I see. Okay. Ah. Golf! I think we're doing okay, are we? I think so. Kicked his ass. Okay. Oh. The boats have a ranged attack, but that was an offensive rock. It wasn't a boat, right? Having escaped the birdcage, the court now arrives at its initial destination. Taking a spyglass from the top of the walls, you see if the sign ahead can give you any clues or directions. Ooh, I know this one. This is a memento mori. I hear they're popular among the mortals. This one's quite simple, perhaps even unrefined. It says, Deadend. So any mortal who reads it can remember exactly what awaits them at the end. In case they forgot? Exactly! Okay, well, where you're from, the sign generally means you cannot proceed any farther. As you say this, a gasp. Her Majesty is right! The court's not facing forward! We've been letting the tide carry us backwards ever since the feast! Okay. Well, if that's the case, how should you go about correcting that misalignment? The cat responds to this question by falling asleep on your lap. The beast is right! A good night's sleep shall return the court to its default state. As the court decides to retire early for the day... Oh boy, very full. With time and repetition comes comfort. You feel your maximum level of comfort increase to 1. Okay. The next morning, you awake in a strange bed. The bed is strange, not just because it is not your usual bed, but because it is also not the bed you fell asleep in. Puck told you any room within the court might be the queen, so you parted with him at the first room you found that wasn't already occupied. A small chamber beneath a staircase, a twin-sized bed neighbored by a nightstand and a lamp, a small desk in the corner. No windows. Meanwhile, the bed you wake up in is queen-sized and contains within a spacious chamber that opens onto a balcony. Huh. Ooh, big. Queen size befitting of a queen. You'd think they would have gone bigger, but I guess they had to stick to the terminology, right? The balcony overlooks the courtyard of your new home. You appear to be roughly 5 stories above the ground. Your bedchambers. What should you do? Keys. Take stock of your possessions. What do I got? You look over the scant possessions that were in your possession when you arrived at the court. Everything appears to be where you left it, with one irritating exception. Should the duck or the rock be wearing a crown at the minute? Do I have a crown asset? I should have, right? Crown? King? Queen? I don't have a crown. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Can I find a PNG of this? Problematic. This used to be so simple just a few scant years ago. Hang on. Hang on. Can I just grab the image from here, please? Thank you for not telling me to sign up on Google or whatever the shit. Grumble, grumble. Here we go. And it. And it. And whoop. Yeah, whatever. I don't care about this warning. Yay. Excellent. Excellent. There we go. There we go. Got the crown. Bueno. And I can do another one. Sure. Let's go sicko. And whoop. Excellent. Excellent. That's there. Close this tab. Everything's in order. Sometime between your arrival and now, you've managed to misplace your keys. In a way, you suppose you managed to misplace the locks these keys are intended for. A mystery, admittedly, of much greater concern to you than the missing keys. Okay. Nothing else to click on. Not attach the duck. Yes, that's how the program works, unfortunately. It'll have to float. The duck is an asset, and I can't attach an asset to another asset. You know what I mean? I could put on the duck, but I have to launch another VTube studio, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Float like the court at high tide. It do make you think. What should you do here? Return to your office? No. Investigate the dining hall? Wait! There's the man named Puck! You have a lot to say to him. Let's check out the dining hall before Puck. What should you do here? Grab some breakfast? Yes. In the light of day, the feasting halls more closely resembled a common dining area. You collect some breakfast from a buffet, then look for a table. You would prefer to sit somewhere out of the way, near an exit, ideally hidden. Are we going to sit at the head of a table? It's super important again. You sit in the most nondescript location you could find, a corner area, near a trash bin. Before you finished a bite, the whole host of the fairy courtiers arrive with their meals and sit with you. They make idle conversation, a few honest attempts at answering your myriad of questions, none of them successful. As you complete your meal, you idly note that your table is now the most lively and boisterous within the hall. You also note, idly, that despite his assurances that he would answer all your questions, the man Puck remains nowhere to be seen. As a result of eating breakfast, you get a small bonus. You gain 10 food. Where should you head? I'm going to go outside. Puck was out here. Oh. There's a man named Puck. The man named Puck is just across the courtyard. Perfect. You have so many things you wish to ask him. Hey! Yet as you draw near, he quickly exits the scene. You might be imagining it, but he seemed to retreat the moment he saw you approach. What should you do here? Return to my office. Okay, what do I got to do? Go to war? Look out the window? Look out the window. War can wait. There's some dogs catching frisbees in the court, just out of frame. They're there. They're having a blast. Oh, yeah! Woo! So impressive. Look at them. Neat! Okay, let's go to war. After breakfast, the court goes to war. As you ready yourself, a question. Your Majesty, is the intensity of war to your liking? If not, feel free to adjust the thermostat. Thermostat. Maybe make things a little easier on yourself. Current comfort, O of 1. I think I'm okay for now, right? I don't need to touch the thermostat, right? What's this? Comfort 1. With her calculator returned to her, Robin can give you a detailed analysis of the battle. Start with extra 10 food. Begin war with an extra 10 health. Start with extra 6 gold. Increase the market transaction limit by 5. I mean, I guess they give you this for a reason. I'll start with extra money, I guess. This helps you summon folks, right? Actually, no, this is... Hang on. Stone. Extra money. Extra money, sure. I thought that was going to be like turn on baby mode, but it's actually just use this for a buff. Sure. Okay, so can you be certain the court is facing the correct direction this time? Of course, Your Majesty. Observe that the sun is now rising rather than setting. Very well. You suppose you'll attempt to reach those signs again, although you doubt you'll find anything useful. Okay. Let's see now. Start of the new day. Let me, Oop. And we're down there in the center, so... Okay. Delete! And... bit. Okay. Now then. What do I got, mileage-wise? Get this here. Where am I on these resources? Some stone. Ah! Be gone. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay. Anything else that I need to burn immediately? Love what the devs have done with the game. I like it a lot. Any of these resources I'm low on. Still a bit on the stone, I suppose. A little bit. There we go. Okay. So, there's only one guy here. So, open all trinkets. What is in here? Centaur. Get it! Excellent. There's only going to be one guy, and he's pretty far away, honestly. You know, do I need to summon him? I'll do one guy. That's it. Because most of this is going to go down before he can even get to me, and his chip damage will take forever, I think. Let's see. Either way, one should be fine. You! There's reason for it. Check the little crown under your wood. Under my what? Oh, this over here? Oh, I see, I see. Okay, okay. Got it. Oh. So destroying them does give me currency stuff. That's good. Okay. Next guy. Let me do one of these. Get rid of you. A tap on your shoulder. Robin points to a building in the distance. Have a good night, Shrek. Thanks for coming, dude. Your Majesty, that shop is neutral to this conflict. We should consider stocking up on supplies. Of course, it's only if it stays in view. If it disappears for low tide, we'll have to wait for another one. Okay. Okay. Let me, bit. There we go. Kill them. If I do no, 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 no. No, 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 not that, not that. Got water here. I want to make use of water. Where am I at on my currencies? Take these. Kill. And this. Kill. Okay. Oh, did I kill the market? I killed the market. It no biggie. It no biggie. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Only one soldier again. Yeah. And there. Hey. Uh-oh. Woo. Any others? Oh, I don't want to delete that. Okay. Preparations. Shop! You call into the shop to learn about what they have for sale. However, before you can approach, the voice on the line stops you and asks if you understand how money work. You understand how money work? Yeah? The voice sounds skeptical. Really? A lot of people think they understand money, but they're really operating under some strange misconceptions. So if you're so confident, how about you tell me where money comes from? Do you know where money comes from? No. Yeah, on second thought, you basically have no idea where money comes from. So if they were willing to give you a quick overview, you'd appreciate it. Sure, no problem. First thing you gotta know is where money doesn't come from. You're probably getting used to getting stuff like all these elements randomly during high tide, right? Well, that's not gonna work for money. Instead, you earn money by doing your job. You do have a job, right? You don't think you have a job? Harsh. Too close to home. Oh, come on. I have caller ID, you know. I know you're a fancy fairy queen of a fancy fairy court fighting a fancy fairy war. That's totally a job. Have more confidence. So anyway, fairy queens earn money by defeating their enemy on their battlefields. Just knock down those courts and money will pop out. Oh yeah, you can get some money by selling stuff, maybe to us. But doing your job is a surefire method. Whew. Well, now that I've given you the talk, how about I tell you about what we have for sale? Open. Max health increase, airlift, working spell, move to new location. Basic income, working job, receive $2 paycheck at the start of each low tide. Is that Puck again? No, that was somebody different. That was somebody with long hair. Right there. They were wearing a sports jacket. Offensive fairy. Trey Wood price. Basic income, I feel. I'll do that. Okay. Now let's see. We aren't going to have any opposition here. But I think having a few dudes to destroy things couldn't hurt, right? Wow. Go kill shit. Fuck them up. You can't move any faster than that? Really? Wow. Oh. I didn't quite realize how super slow they were. Sure can move faster, hold down Lumba. Yeah, I wasn't pressing anything, but I'll see if that speeds things up. Okay. So, what is new? There's a billboard in the middle of the battlefield? It's true, there appears to be a billboard of some sort scattered among the elements of the terrain. You go look at the outer walls of the court to get a better view. You need law. Injured? Good. Says Robin, that thing gives me the creeps. Your Majesty, if we're about to be sued, just by looking at it, you agree. Might be best to look away, lest you draw some unwanted legal attention. How mysterious. Let me see. So, there a better move lower down? Not quite. Kill these here. Okay. Where am I at on food? I think it's water's the main thing I'm low on, right? Another structure wades into view in the distance. You suppose this is another... Your Majesty! A temple of Marquette! Should you wish to pay your respects, it need only one stay. In view until low tide, correct? Correct! Your brilliance continues to blind! Okay. I mean, everybody in our castle's a weird fey creature, but at least they're, you know... At least they're good toadies, you know? They're hooting and hollering for us. They're so supportive. Amazing. Okay. Now, I do want to get rid of these up here. Okay. There. And... there. Okay. Okay. Can't do much with this guy. There's a few others that are going to be probably a little prickly, I suppose. Destroy. Destroy. And... bip. Okay, where am I at? About a third? You okay? And 4. Descend just by 1? Oh man, I thought I had enough. Okay. We got some boys to deal with. That's fine. What is going on here? Trade resources. I see, I see. 3 stones. You know, sure. I'll take 1. I'll take 1. That'll free me up to hire a few, I suppose? No, wait, no, that's not... I need to buy it. There we go. Let me see here. And... you, what is your main thing? Stopped by hills. I will do 2 of these. 3 of these. You know, I'll do 1 more. And let's see how this goes. Okay. I don't know how fast the centaurs move. Or how damaging they are. Hoops! Get him! And they're stopped by rocks, but I can at least go around that. Oh, and they're stopped by water, too. I see. Okay, well, that's not a big deal. We already killed most of them anyway. Excellent. I love the random arts for everything. There's so many that are just stop. These guys are handing out costumes. You think the centaurs are 2 guys? Or 1 guy with little wheels in the back half? It can't be 2 guys, because it actually takes... well, it takes 1 more food, but it takes less... I think like it doesn't take stone? Maybe the wheels are made out of wood. And now the court finds itself surrounded by catapults? To be perfectly precise, those appear to be trebuchets. Given that trebuchets are a subcategory of catapult, you don't see any reason why you can't just call them catapults. Very well, my queen, I shall retreat in the face of your overflowing wisdom. Whoa! The fuck? Catapult. Matches with all red quartz. Fires from a distance, but is blocked by hills. Decently flammable. Blocked by hills, you say. Well, let me see. Let me do match 4 here. Strange building comes into view. As you observe it, the phone in your office rings. I have a phone? Hey, yeah, Titanium Court, Your Majesty. I'm calling from the Glass House. Yeah, we sell potions. As our name suggests, we firmly oppose the action of throwing stones in any and all forms. Therefore, we'd like to offer our full support of the Titanium Court in your campaign against these stone-throwing trebuchets. To start, here's a pro tip free of charge. These will block projectiles fired by catapults. Just surround your court with stones, you'll be safe. If that doesn't work, we sell a variety of instant use potions that can help you deal with this threat. Give us a call sometime, be happy to help. Click. Who is that, Your Majesty? You explained there was a telemarketer, albeit one whose sales pitch might prove useful. Wow, rare! What do they got? Fire. But that's limiting. That's wood. Potion of geology? Potion of teleport. Potion of teleport is pretty doable. But there's not a rocky tomb. Well, there kind of is. Up there. Not too easy to get to, though. Okay. Let me do this. And let me get rid of you. Okay, where's this gonna leave me here? Can they hit me from anywhere? From a distance? Like, can they... I guess they probably can? Actually, if I get back there... Hang on. I'm gonna do some science. Buy it. Can't sell you... Wait, hang on. Can't sell during high tide, but check out what we have in stock. Was I supposed to buy it before I did this, or did I... Did I flub something? Okay, no big deal, no big deal. This would have changed anyway. If this is around at the end, I'll see if I can teleport in there. So... You can buy at the end? Yeah. Which is good, because I would have actually wasted it, honestly. Okay, so there seems to be a bit of a nook down there. Okay. Let me do this. Okay. Because right now, in here looks like a sweet spot. If I can just ignore this and move a few more, I think I should be okay. You know? So... Bit... And... Oh. Yeah, okay. I know it wants me to do this. I don't want to. Am I missing one up here? I don't think so. Huh. Okay, let me think here. I could do this and be relatively... Oh, shit. Well, dang. Okay, so... I was going to have a nice hiding space, but that's gone now. Because there was nothing else I could see that I could match. If I teleport, do I do a swap? I'd still be able to get hit by one of these guys if I do that. Suppose I'd be there. When it says it blocks them, though, I'm not sure if they could still get me at an angle or not. I suppose they probably could. Because if I swap to here, I could probably get hit by two of them, but I could destroy one of them pretty fast. Ensuring catapult coverage on this map, Your Majesty? Thank you. Okay. Either way, I do need to teleport myself. Where are you headed? I suppose here? Yeah, because that way I can just destroy this guy, but none of the others can get to me. You know? I think that should do it, actually. So... Spawn all these guys. You're stopped by hills, right? Let's see here. So they should destroy trebuchets just like quartz, if I'm understanding correctly. Yeah, okay. Okay. Aha. Hey, what? Oh, he can still see me? Oh shit! I thought I had a blind spot for him. That dramatic framing to show he had an angle on me was so scary. Oh man. I didn't know what it was doing at first, but it was like, ooh, an opening. The catapults continue their assault, although you note that there are now slightly fewer of them hanging around. That's still a lot. Okay. Okay. I can do this. And, okay, okay. I will try to leave these unperturbed as best I can. And there. Okay. And, yeah. Fuck them up. You. And these. Destroy these. Okay. Excellent, excellent. So right now, we can warp down here. It'd be pretty good. They'll probably destroy this guy, but that's fine. That's fine. Any others? Yeah. And you? Actually, wait. Okay, they always have teleport. Okay, I was about to say, wait a second. Do they have a changing inventory? Excellent planning. Thank you. Only debased. Okay. Okay. Teleport. Where to? Over... Paya. Excellent. Excellent. And I suppose... I mean, I can just do nothing here. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Eat shit. I ain't gotta do nothing. It looks like they only fire once, actually. So they don't fire repeatedly. Okay. Good to know. Stuck! Tide washes away the last of the catapults. You appear to have weathered the storm. The threat of the catapults now eliminated. The glass house pulls up next to the court. You receive another phone call. Salesman offers congratulations for your victory and asks if there's any further assistance he might provide. You answer immediately, asking if he knows a way for you to return home. Oh, definitely. Let's pull over somewhere. I'll draw you a map. Yeah? Yeah. The salesman shows you the map and explains the directions. Okay, so you've seen this before, right? You have, but no one thus far has offered an explanation for any of it. You assumed it was just some sort of map. Hey, it kind of is, but it changes every day, so it's really more like a weather map. But it's pretty simple. Each of these rows is a battle within a given row. Each column is a battlefield. Do you follow me? No, you don't. You'll figure it out. But importantly, did you know you can choose from 3 potential battlefields before each battle? No. You did not know that. Anyway, here's where we're at right now, smack dab in the middle of war. To get home, you're first going to have to make it to victory, which is right up here. Huh? What the fuck is that? Is that a bird? Before or after the dragon? After. Of course. But making it to the end isn't enough. After that, you'll need to make an exit. make an exit. Given the abstract nature of movement through the tide, would he be willing to elaborate on that? Oh yeah, it's confusing, right? These routes were conjured back in the 60s. Everyone was kind of hopped up on allegory or something. Oh, the leaded gasoline. Ooh, boy. Around here, making an exit means you got consciously to leave the path you're on. You know, like, you gotta fundamentally change as a person. Okay. This might be a long shot, but does he have any specific advice for how you might do that? Preferably in a safe and non-traumatizing way? Do I ever? Your Majesty, that's our specialty. Sweeping his arms back to reveal a shelf of bottles under the marquee that reads, Love Potions. Is he attempting to make a joke? Not at all. Nothing changes a person more than love. Okay. Take a deep breath. If his love potions function like those described in stories, i.e. forcing an individual to fall in love with a person they otherwise have no interest in, then you have absolutely no interest in them. Your Majesty, with all due respect, that's messed up. I don't sell anything like that. You've been hearing some weird rumors, huh? Well, I blame my competition. Please let me set the record straight. My potions cannot create love from nothing. They merely expand the love that already exists within you. Seeing your shoulders relax a bit, he continues with his pitch. Now, if you're new to potions, recommend starting small. He pulls a potion off the shelf, like this one, full of love for something called baseball. Well, this one's great for beginners. The effects are really mild. Drink it, you end up liking this baseball just a bit more than you already do. That's it. You suppose that does sound relatively harmless. If he also thinks it will help you return home, might as well give it a try. Perfect. Oh, come on. Put your wall away. I'm not going to charge you for it. Just take it. And so you return to court with a new map of the war and a single complimentary potion of liking baseball. I mean, I'm not a baseball person. How's this going to affect me? Now you have a certain idea of what you're looking at here. Based on what the salesman told you, this is either a map or a weather report. Just a beer, right? I hope it comes with like peanuts or popcorn or something. Man, I'd fuck up some peanuts right now, let me tell you. Either way, the important thing is that you can choose upcoming battlefields to traverse. Which will you traverse? So, okay, let me see here. Enemies, scamps, goons. Amenities, shop, chests, missing fields, missing water. I think this would work. It's not missing anything. Make sure to follow Alex Floofball. Good time zone. What's this? Another sign. Another potential cultural misunderstanding. Recall a Gunther from long ago. The words have changed with time. How unfortunate. I feel so sad that if somebody picks up that ancient LP these days, they're going to have a very different misunderstanding as to why I picked the name I did for the characters. Incredible! A sign that predates written language and is comprised entirely of a single hieroglyphic. I must say it's a remarkable condition for something so odd. What could it mean? Given the symbol, scales tilting in favor of one another, it's clear this marks the presence of societal inequality in the vicinity. Is that so? How kind of this ancient civilization to offer a warning so we might avoid it. Avoid it? The court is literally a monarchy! Yes, well, the sign's there for a reason, wouldn't you say? Okay. So I can see some of these have higher densities. Yeah, some of these guys don't have helmets. Are you Okay. One of these are scamps, one of these are goons. Fragile scamps. Scamps are the ones without helmets. Okay, okay. Let me see here. So, actually. Destroy you. Yeah. Water. Excellent. This guy here. Okay. It doesn't penalize me if I choose wrong. That's good. I remember there were some match 3 games back in the day that you chose the wrong thing. It'd penalize you, and I was kind of like, what'd you do that for? I misclicked. Such mean design. In what is a chill gaming flavor. Okay. Some of this. Okay. Shift these down by uno. Actually. There we go. Destroy. And destroy. We're out on food. Sitting pretty on food, actually. Oh, baby. Easy game. Easiest game of my life. Oh, that was a lot of stuff. Okay, hang on. That's there. Can actually move you anywhere. That's fine, right? That's fine, right? Sure. A little further away. Good luck getting to me. So, I guess I'll make a couple troops, but they really can't get to me, right? I'm really removed, and there's water in the way. You got the shop, too? Oh. Shoop. Hey. Great banner. Offensive tool. All your fairies demonstrate improved hustle, guts, and moxie. Knight. Defensive fairy. Defends your court. Global broadcast hills reveal their true nature. As forests, all stones become trees. Workshop. Working structure produces workers based on its surroundings at the start of every battle. Oh. Interesting. I mean, so... Hang on. Is this just like a permanent buff or something I keep here, I guess? I mean, I should, I guess. That sounds pretty sweet. Working structure. Workshop is obscene. You get it earlier, pays yourself 50 times over. Maybe a little late in this run. Yeah. Okay, okay. Where am I at on money? I suppose a knight for defensive purposes? I'm not sure what I'm going to need for the dragon is the thing. Okay. Well, he's kind of expensive to bring out, I think. You know what? I guess there's no reason to be stingy, I don't think. I just have dragon after this, though. Okay. What the heck? What the heck? This feels like a good time to do a knight. Because this is... It does say they're defensive. Okay. Okay. I really don't need much, and there's not much in the way of food near me, so... Yeah, the knight's gonna stay in place. Soldiers should beat this up, I think. Scamp, how fast are you? They're actually pretty fast. I maybe should have spawned a few more things. Okay. Get him. Get him. Still got plenty of time. It okay. It okay. Hey! Didn't even get to touch me. All right, and Drugan, I suppose? Archers, goons, rare chest, hospital. Ooh. Missing fields. Okay, well, I got plenty of food. I'll be fine. It's got the little chest here. Okay, okay. Let's see. So, autumn woods match for lumber does not match with summer woods. Inflammable. Oh. Huh. Let me see here. First things first. The easy one. Easy one. These guys down here. I'd probably match this over here. Clearly, they don't match with each other. Yeah. I haven't really done anything with burning so far, you know? That's something that's usually involved with a catapult, so it just kind of caught me off guard here. Okay. Uh-oh. Don't do that. Let me see here. Okay. I suppose... Hang on. So, if I do this... Okay. Still a fair amount over there. Yeah. Excellent. Destroy you. And... Anything I'm shy on? Not quite. Alright. Just got a few of them, and they're like way on the other side of the map right now. I think I can move it safe. Probably you. Yeah-huh. Yeah-huh. Suppose you? Yeah, whatever. Whatever. I'm pretty cozy down here. Remains locked. Chastes. Oh. Increase max health by 10. Orchard. Working tradition. Get money when you gather wood. Puddle. Tactically place a water tile. Oh. Curious. Angler. Working fairy. Uses ancient magic, transforms water into food? Get it. Alright. Passive. Sure. In an embarrassing turn of events, you're unable to complete the transaction because your hands are currently full. While it's your majesty's right and privilege to engage in queenly excess, you'll need to drop something if you want to hold something else. So how'd you go about doing that? Allow me. When interacting with a shop or chest, click on your cards to offer them up for sale. That's the only way to get rid of your cards. You're welcome. I'll just sell them. I don't need these. Okay. Now then. I'm pretty far away from these guys. So, and there's also no fields near me. I'll summon one of these guys. Actually, no. Undo. Summon you. That's a knight. Yeah. All right. We'll see if I was a little too conservative. But I think he should be okay. Yeah, this guy's got stone. Oh, ranged. Oh, right, archer. Huh. Uh-oh. Well, we've got... It'll be close. It'll be close. Hey, safe. Okay, I didn't realize... I saw archers when I select the place, but they hadn't introduced them, so I didn't think about it. Noted for future shenanigans. As the court moves motionlessly across the void, it suddenly encounters a neighbor. Your courtiers cry out in alarm. You spy a great dragon soaring above his lair in the great distance. The legendary apex predator opens his mouth and addresses the court. Here's what he says. Yeah, hey, can I get a... Hang on, let me look at the menu. Sweeps his gaze over the court, doubling back when he catches sight of you atop its walls. Oh, man, yeah. Of the Fairy Queen combo meal? No pickles. Which battlefield should the court traverse? Wormholes, goons, boats, goons, rare chest, goons. What exactly would a hospital do? Boats and goons. I'm pretty low on health. I didn't realize. Oh. Perhaps the dragon could be bribed to leave you alone. Yeah. I have enough food to bribe him. Notes on how the dragon behaves. Right, here's what my notes say. The dragon's first priority is to cook everything fairy we send into the field. We'll cook every fairy we send to the field. Once all our units are cooked, then he'll turn his attention to the court itself. If we want to find a way to spread our units far and wide, we might be able to withstand his assault. Or we can try to keep our units on hills or water, where fire has much less effect. But if he doesn't burn the court directly, we're still in danger of catching fire from neighboring fields. And those are all the notes we have. You thank Robin for his information. Okay. Honestly, I could bribe him. I could totally do that. What's this? Give him $5, tell him to fuck off. Yeah, it's most of my food right now. Oh, Pirate Cove matches with... Oh, produces gunboats restricted to water. Let me see. They are restricted to water, so... Good luck with that. Let me see. I will most likely tell him to fuck off. But... let me see what I can get in the way of food first. In fact, I should probably... yeah, talk to him. Your scholars determined that based on current meteorological readings, an adequate bribe for the dragon should be about 50 food. Yeah. Oh! Instant win! Aware of the dragon's voracious appetite, I thought I'd have to still survive the wave afterward. You offer him a sizable amount of food in exchange for your lives. What, is this some kind of new promotion? You gonna give me free food to not eat here? I mean, I'm not gonna say no to free food. While the rest of your court rejoices departure, you are more restrained. You strongly doubt this will be a permanent solution. In fact, you wouldn't be surprised the bribe ultimately serves as an incentive for the dragon to seek out the court again. Oh no, this is why you shouldn't feed the animals. They become dependent. Property damage index. Moral. A penny saved is a comrade unburned. Noted. Having demonstrated your burgeoning skill, your tolerance for a new challenge grows. Tea's ready. You feel maximum level of strife increased to 1. Strife? That's a new stat. With the war now behind you, you encounter a memorial dedicated to its victims. Memorial to those fallen in our war. Casualties, 14. Some among your courtiers rolled their eyes at this. Oh, they'll be back. Now, having expended much of its energy during the day, the court retires to bed. You wake suddenly in your chambers. Something about your surroundings doesn't feel right. Can't see much as you look out from your balcony. The sky's pitch black. Clearly, something is wrong with the courtyard. You've never seen it so disordered. The ground shakes. Your stomach churns. Taking a deep breath, you keep your sights on the door. After moving through many unfamiliar halls, you find yourself in front of the court's great gates. Perhaps the court's trying to tell you that now would be a prudent time to depart. Who can say? The gates. What should you do here? Explore the West Wing hallways. Return to the courtyard. Try to open the gates. Look out from atop the walls of the court. Let's start at the start here. Bit, 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 bit. Halls seem to stretch out forever in this direction. Okay. Labyrinth entrance. Have you been here before? Might as well keep going. I'm just taking the first hallway and exploring it to completion. That's how this works. Ladder? Back to where he came from? The stairs? The door? Ladder? You end up getting lost. There's a note taped to the door. There's a note taped to the door, which now appears to be locked. It reads, because they wasted Her Majesty's time, these labyrinthine hallways are being reprimanded. They are currently in time out and will not be available again until tomorrow. Management. Huh. Okay. I guess there might be something in there, but you have to choose the right direction. Towards the chapel? Eventually you find yourself in the court's chapel, where a television displaying a test pattern stays at the pulpit. There's a solitary figure in front of the TV. You can clearly see him from this distance, but you know it immediately to be the man, Puck. What should you do here? Well, maybe he won't run away. Hang on. Floor feels unstable. Should you approach Puck and find out what's happening? Yeah. As you take a step forward, the walls of the court shake with greater intensity. You wouldn't be surprised if everything were to collapse the moment you speak to Puck. You hesitate. You don't need to do this yet. There might be more to see elsewhere in the court. For instance, you haven't tried to open the court's gates. Might be a while before you'll get another chance. No, I'll go back. Probably have to return here eventually. For now, you take a step back. Okay. Maybe that's onward. And it's saying, hey, if you want to look around and have fun, there's more to do. Towards your office, sure. Sitting chambers, what should you do? East Wing? The foyer of statues. They look familiar, don't they? Inner room marked by the red dragon statue? Yeah. What's in here? The Fountain of Youth. What should you do here? Drink at the bar. Please. You find yourself in a sleepy pub. A sign near the door identifies it as the Fountain of Youth. You're not sure why you've never encountered this place before. Okay, ma'am. Only open at night. That's us. Drink. Yes, actually. That does sound appealing. As you sip, a man collapsed on the bar next to you, mumbling something in your direction. Hey, lady. Got some, I want to see you. With his head down, eyes closed, you don't think he's talking to you. Oh, no. Yeah, he totally is. You should pay attention, ma'am. This guy's a regular prophet. The prophet proceeds. Yeah, okay. Never got burned by Mr. Dragon Guy. What's up with that? You're supposed to get burned. Okay, so if you're understanding correctly, he thinks you're supposed to lose to the dragon? Personally, you have no issue with failing to burn to death, as incorrect as it might be in this view. Fine. Just let me tell you something, okay? Okay? Let me tell you something. You need dragon fire to light the light of youth. After saying that, he briefly raises his glass to your direction, then turns his head away and starts to snore. Hi, Governor. Welcome to the bar. Oh, yeah, that was a good one, ma'am. The kind of portent I'd be heeding if I were you, you know. Your drink now finished, you stand up from the bar. Where should you go? Head outside. Okay. Dining hall should be this way. Yeah? The dining hall. Is there nothing going on here? An argument appears to be taking place. You hear echoes of an argument as you approach the dining hall. Now you can see and hear the participants clearly. After listening for a bit, you surmise that the argument concerns the thermostat in its current setting. But that cannot be satisfying. I just don't believe you actually enjoy that. Why? It's not like about taking it easy. It's boring. Who cares? Boredom's underrated. Relax. You think you've heard enough and are preparing to leave when... Hey, it's Her Majesty. She can help settle this. Actually, I believe Her Majesty is the only one who could settle this. Okay. Our debate concerns the thermostat. It is my firm belief that only by maximizing our strife will we find any meaning in this war. Yeah, but who needs meaning, man? Let's have a good time. Crank up the comfort. Either way, since Your Majesty is the only one with the authority to make these decisions, we ask you to render judgment. But should you make the correct decision and raise strife to 5, I'll give you this. I'm guessing strife is the opposite of comfort and that it's a debuff or a penalty you inflict upon yourself to make the game harder. That's what it's sounding like, you know? I love comfort. Exactly, Alba. She shows you a nondescript key she has attached to a lanyard. But you know, that's going to be hard. You just chill out, raise comfort to 5 instead. He casually produces a different key. Then you'll win this key. Easy peasy. I fail to see how anything can be done at comfort 5 that would be qualified as winning. I mean, who cares? Those keys look awfully familiar. Where did they get them? Comfort and strife pronounced like an old Flash animation about a kid who wants to go wee. No comment. We are not permitted to reveal that information. Puck gave them to us. Did you not hear what I just said? Yeah, but who cares? Her Majesty probably already figured out who did it anyway. As it stands, thermostat is currently set comfort level 1. Hey, look at that. Feels pretty good, doesn't it? Please, Your Majesty, I strongly urge you to change the course. Well, despite the protestations, you can't change the thermostat again until tomorrow. They'll both just have to wait. Where to? Yeah, all right. The pantry should be down here. Okay. Anything you need in here? The cat's over here. Hey, buddy. As you approach, the cat immediately begins making demands of you. Purr. Great Queen, how fortuitous. My campaign to subdue this province in your name has reached a stalemate. Rawr. The locals have transformed the terrain into a weapon. Look, this sheer cliff vexes my powerful and weighty frame. Okay, so it seems like he's probably trying to climb up one of those high shelves over here, and he's running into trouble. Yes, and I seek your aid, but alas, your royal height is also insufficient for this purpose. Surely, such an obstacle cannot surpass the resources at your disposal. Yeah, you think you could pile up some of the junk in here to help him out. It's not like the court is going to use any of it right now. Add something to the pile? I guess. Oh, what is this? Stack some water? Stack some wood? Stack some stones? Where will you stack it? Yeah? 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 Okay. That's enough for now. Anything else you need to do here? No. Back we go. Dining halls. Oh, we've already been to the dining hall. Okay. Go left again. Okay. Enter your office. Yes. You enter your office and are surprised to discover the door's locked, or you move to enter. Or maybe it's just stuck. Something seems to have wedged a bunch of pamphlets in the gap between the door and the frame. You pull one of them out. The cover simply reads, "The key to success begins with $30." The rest of it is various photographs of handshakes. Yeah? Yeah? Okay, well, looks like you're not getting the door open right now. West Wing. And let's go, oh, what's this? Painting looks a little strange. Yeah? Uh-huh. Looks like the guests are winning. Seems to be a scoreboard of some sort. Perhaps you can assume that home refers to the court. You okay? Let's check the gate before talking to Puck. Take a peek. Nothing. Opened a door? You attempt to open the great gates of the courts. They don't budge. You note there are 4 locks on the gates, leading you to assume that 4 keys of some sort would be necessary to open them. Uh-huh. Well, let's go, chapel. That's like the last thing we have, I think. Talk to Puck. You're earlier than expected, my queen, and yet somehow still too late. He mutters something under his breath and gives you his full attention. Well then, you have questions for me, did you not? Looks like we have precisely enough time for one earnest answer to one of your queries. You express some incredulity at his statement. He's prepared to answer your questions now? He flinches in response. My queen, you simply must wield your skepticism with greater subtlety. That statement was clearly formed as a question. A question which I'm afraid I must now answer earnestly. So, yes, in this time, in this place, I am both willing and able to give you satisfying responses without resorting to deflection or trickery. With the one restriction being that, as I said, we only have time for one such response. A response which I have just provided. In answer to your question of whether I am prepared to provide such responses. He sighs, which means our time is up now. I pray I will never see you here again. And then it falls apart. Damn! So you'll answer any question I have? Yes! That's your one answer. Thank you. And with time and repetition comes comfort. You feel your maximum comfort increase to 2. Okay. You awake in your chambers as if nothing was amiss. You think you can conclude that escaping the court will require more of you than a simple victory. You suppose this comes as no surprise given everything about the potion salesman told you about needing to make an exit to return home. Well, at least you learned that if you make it to victory, Puck will answer one of your questions. So a very slow way of going about this might be to continue winning until you've gathered enough information to see yourself out the door. You rub your temples, thinking, how long is it going to take? Then you get up, face the day. Time to go. Oh, Puck again, just down the hall. He's not appeared to have noticed you yet. You're certain that if he had, he would have already made a hasty exit from your presence. Now would be a good time to follow him and observe for yourself what duties the steward is performing in lieu of offering you guidance. Tail him! Oh, it's the door that was usually locked. Uh-huh. Where's he going? Okay, this is getting a little tedious. Fortunately, you can click and hold the left to speed up the proceedings. Try it in battle, too. Yeah. Now, here is a part of the court you have not discovered. A vast library extends before you. Oh. Oh! Secret. Wait! You realize with some annoyance that while you were gaping at the scenery, Puck slipped out of your sight. Slipped behind a bookcase, did he not? Even figure out how. Inspect the bookcase you think Puck slipped behind. It doesn't budge when you try to move it. You try removing a random selection of books from the shelves, but that also has no effect. This is likely wasting a lot of time. You're not even sure this is the correct shelf. What should you do? Damn. Okay. Observe some of the paintings? Sure. How do you interpret this one? What are our thoughts? A fantasy of revenge. The subject is smashing his guitar, most probably out of seething hatred for rock and roll. You misunderstand. I heard it said that the smashing represents his fervent passion for rock and roll. But how could that be? With his guitar smashed, surely he will find it difficult to participate in the day-to-day proceedings of rock and roll. You interject to suggest that the subject likely has another guitar at the ready. That the smashing might represent both his passion and his wealth of guitars? Her Majesty's theory is compelling, but the evidence is circumstantial. After all, this theoretically secondary guitar is not featured in the painting. How can we be sure it exists? Perhaps the artist painted it elsewhere in that negative space I've heard so much about. I suppose we'll have to keep an eye out for it. Let's see here. Get some breakfast. As a result of eating breakfast, you get a small bonus. 10 water. Okay. Potion of liking baseball sits in the sunlight. I guess we like baseball. You've yet to drink from the potion of liking baseball. One reason for that is your natural trepidation towards something you have been assured will change you. Another reason is that the potion's instructions clearly state that for best results, you should leave the potion in direct sunlight until it bubbles. You've been sitting a while in your office collecting sunlight from the window since you bought it. It has yet to start bubbling, so you continue to wait. What's the map doing? I see. While the exact extent of what you're supposed to be doing remains unclear, there's a growing list of things you think you should try to do. Recently, you've organized this list and placed it next to the ever-changing map for convenience. Hang on. Achieve sufficient personal change that you can safely leave the court at night, recover 4 keys, earn $30, raise comfort or strive to 5, settle argument in the dining hall, get cooked by dragon, complete the pile in the pantry at night. I see. Side quests. Go to war? Go to war once more. After breakfast, the court goes to war. You can either increase the thermostat, comfort to 2, or strife to +1. What exactly? Recently, you're asked to raise comfort to 5 or strive to 5. Currently, it looks like you can do neither. Like, you can only raise strife to 1, and you can only raise comfort to level 1. Of course, each level of strife is earned. You must achieve victory at maximum strife to prove yourself worthy of the next level. Okay, that makes a certain amount of sense. How do you increase your maximum comfort? Increase on its own, I guess. Let me see. So, decrease shop prices. Receive an archer tower that follows you from battle to battle. 2 mulligans that let you retry after... Yeah, sure. Couple of mulligans. In case I screw up. Okay. Decrease shop price by 25%. Yes. I'll take them. Okay. What are we looking at? Birds, goons. Knights, goons. Boats, goons. Let me see here. Amenities, chests. Missing fields. Okay. It's the very start. I do need fields. I'm going to take this one. It may also be time for a little break. We've been going for about 2 hours since the last one. So let me bring up words. And get some water. A lot of reading. Oh boy. Okay. Let me see here. Should still be Going okay. There it is. Deglo! All right, let me rearrange this over here. Okay. All right, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back in like 5-ish. I'll kill the pre-roll stuff right now. Button. Ooh. All right, be right back. Anyhow, let me see here. Ooh. Generic Diet Coke. Yum. Boy. Let's see. Making sure I've got things in order on the side here. Bob Surf. Ooh, stretch. Just killing time till the words round ends. Ooh. Is soba not a word? How narrow-minded. Sherb. Alas. Okay. Let me... I'm surprised it didn't allow soba. Okay. Pull this aside. Do this on the side here. Okay. Gaming! Let's see. So we got flying bastards here, huh? Okay. Well, we can wipe out a few of them pretty fast. So, but these nuts got them. Okay, so water, food. Let me do this. Excellent. And we got shop. Gotta check after this tide stuff changes. Okay. You. I suppose I could destroy you. Okay. Is this gonna get me anything? Not quite. Let me see. Birds can fly over everything, I believe, right? Think so. Yeah, there's nothing that stops them, from my recollection. Unless it was stones? I can't remember. Yeah, stones won't stop them. Alright, no big deal. Meanwhile. Aha. Perfect. Now then, am I low on something in particular? Not quite. A bit on food. This. Only one unit, though. Let's see if I can keep this minimal. Okay. Yeah. And... okay. Now... I can make some rowdy boys to fuck stuff up. Should be okay. Alright, so I got one flyer. Don't I have to have, like... okay, actually, I'm gonna kill him pretty early, so I shouldn't have to worry about his type fucking with me. Shop! Angler. Water into food. Turns water into food. 2 money. I'll wait. Okay. Let's give this a look. Whole bunch of y'all. Just start gathering, I don't know. Actually, hang on. Actually, no. Undo. Because they're gonna delay things a bit. Let me bring 2 of these guys out. Yeah, because they're gonna go to that one first. You know, a whole bunch of these boys. Okay. Only got 1 unit to kill, and he's right there. So, should be wrapped up right about in a second or 2. Well before it spawns. Hey! Home run. Let's speed it up. Nice. Destroyed 3 buildings, 3 gold. Okay. Now let's see. Which of these terrains? Volcanoes. Birds, goons. Volcanoes, birds, goons. Market, centaurs, goons. Okay. So volcanoes is 2 stones. That's pretty good. I prefer chest, honestly. Court pulls up beside what appears to be a large, impressive toll booth. From the large and impressive toll booth emerges a large and impressive goat. Gives the court a quick look over and motions toward the sign. Sign reads, toll schedule, 2 axles, a money, 4 axles, 2 money, ferry court, 4 money. Your Majesty, that appears to be a dire goat. I would definitely recommend paying its toll if we have the means. Yes, they can get aggressive if we don't do what they want. Okay, you notice a slightly different hill that has a appearance on the battlefield. Yeah. Hate to ask, but those are definitely volcanoes, aren't they? Robin says, yes, Your Majesty, those volcanoes will erupt, their surroundings will take 6 hearts of damage and burst into flames. Hello, quick clarification is necessary. Robin says if volcanoes' surroundings take damage, that includes diagonal neighbors. Also, when you see volcanoes, also you can see when volcanoes erupt over timeline here. Oh, it's part of the timeline what happened. Oh, right, because down there. Okay. Please note the volcanoes actually match with standard hills for some reason. A volcano looks like a flan. It does. Or like one of those Skyrim cinnamon rolls, or whatever they're called. Sweet rolls, not cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon rolls. This life-saving information now imparted, I will take my leave again. Okay, so I will pay the toll. Yes. With a bit of resentment, you fork over the cash. The goat nods and lifts the barrier for whatever it's worth. But he also joins your side of battle. Bonus! I have a dire goat buddy! Robin has some notes on how dire goats behave in battle. Right, here's what my notes say. During the battle, dire goats will charge directly at the court. They're quick and they're strong, but they cannot travel on foot. Or they can travel on foot, they cannot travel water. They also can't cross hills. What? What about mountain goats? But they can knock them down, which is exactly what they'll do to get to us. Therefore, our best bet of defense is to surround ourselves with lots of water and lots of hills. Alternatively, we tried deploying a lot of defensive units. Dire goats tend to be single-minded and will leave their units alone while focusing on the court's destruction. Perhaps we can take advantage of that. So they're going to charge at us, and they're also going to try and hurt us when they get there. Okay. Thank Robin for his information. Okay. So I thought they were going to be a buddy, but it seems like it's more so you want to have enemies in the way and they can help you damage them. But you don't want them to reach the court. Okay. There is considerable excitement surrounding the rather large jar that's lifted into view. From among the detritus scattered by the tide, a large imposing jar floats in your view. Upon catching sight of it, Robin groans. Your Majesty, I avoid you steer the court away from that thing. But the other courtiers object. Nay, Robin, such advice is an error. We must steer closer to the jar, should we ever hope to open it. Robin explains her reasoning. Every time we wage war in proximity to that jar, our soldiers neglect the battle in favor of attempting to open it. But we're attempting to make progress. Surely by now we can at least put a dent in it. Robin sighs. The decision's yours, Your Majesty. But if we must attack the jar, let's at least do it when the court is relatively safe. Ooh, there could be anything inside that jar. Anything. Oh boy. Open the jar. Absolutely. Absolutely. Side quest accepted. Let me see. Let me see. So, first thing is first. Get rid of these guys. Get rid of these guys. Now, I want water to be in the way. Maybe it's a jar of pickles? It looks like mayonnaise to me. It just looks like it, you know? Let me see. So, down here, destroy. Okay. Now, it says he's going to make a straight charge. And there is water in the way. I think I'm okay down here, actually. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can avoid changing too much. Because I'm nestled in some water here, and that seems pretty nice. Ooh, actually. Let me see. Can I fuck with stuff up here? What are my stats? I need water. Big time water. You paid him so the goat's safe this round. Oh, so that's how it works? Okay, okay. Is it like next round he's a problem, though? I was curious about that. So if I did that, I guess that gameplay hint was in case you didn't pay him and he'd be red or aggressive, I guess? Let's see now. Right, water. But I don't want to clear these. Lumber is okay. Food seems pretty okay. And enemy goats. Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Let me do lumber. Stock up on this, I guess. Okay. So, I'm pretty safe down here. There's no guys in these. Volcanoes are pretty far, I think? Yeah. Honestly, I entirely forgot about the volcano aspect. What is inside here? Scamps of my own! Get it! Excellent, excellent. So... okay. And... fast, fierce, fragile. Okay. Let me... 3 of these guys. Let's see what happens. I just really need to destroy these. Other than that, there's not much I can reach. Yeah! The jar! Oh, that's right. He's gonna destroy the jar, maybe. Maybe? Ooh. Mr. Goat, you can do it! Mr. Goat, please! No? Dang. The goat was actually doing a fair amount of work on opening the jar. I didn't realize that. I appreciated all the jar stills of people opening stock jam jars. With the toll paid and the battle weather, the dire goat gives you a nod before returning to his booth and drifting away from the tide. There he goes. Okay. What are we feeling? Flora. Unremarkable. Woods. Missing fields. Market. Birds and goons. Let me see here. I'll go with this. Market sounds intriguing. I only have 4, but you know. I missed the goat already. Okay. What does the vending machine have for sale? Trade food, trade water. Oh well, it was worth a look. Let me do this. Let me do that. And, one of these. Still shy on water, though. So let me do this. Aha. Actually, yeah. And this. Excellent. All right. Let me see. Still gonna try and do water, I guess. This and Any other quick solutions here? Not quite. These guys are stuck over here behind water, which is good. Can I get something to... There we go. Knock those guys out. Food, kind of high. But I wonder if I will need to bribe a critter again. Let's see. Do this, I suppose? Actually. Can I get another red, maybe? Oh, actually. There we go. Ah! Another flying freak. Alright, fine. Uh-oh. Well, at least I'm right next to this one. I'm not going to be harangued by them that much, right? Alright, pretty decent range on these. There. And... there. Okay. These guys are going to take the long way around if they want to reach me, unless something shifts here. Actually... Ah. Got him! Oh boy. Okay. So there's a flying guy here, but he's going to take some time to come out. What does the vending machine have? Just trading. Okay. Generic market stuff. More trading of things for things. Okay. That's not a problem. Let me see here. And just go to town. Yeah, go. Oops. Uh-oh. One of them got down here and hit us a bit. I didn't think our dudes would scamper up the left side and entirely ignore the other dudes. Okay. I see another goat incoming. Eggs. Egg zone? There are eggs over here. Huh? The egg zone. Catapults, goons, knights, goons. Wormholes. Goons. Where am I on my... Water +2. I'll take it. Catapults and goons. Not long after encountering the previous toll, you happen upon a second toll booth. From this second booth emerges a second goat. Alright, bro, you know the drill. Cross a bridge, pay a toll. Toll today is $8. Chop, chop. This is considerably higher than the previous toll. Are you expected to believe the prices changed so suddenly? Alright, listen, lady, my booth is old and rusty. This ain't gonna stay open unless you grease it a bit. You get what I'm saying? You sigh. Unfortunately, you do get what he's saying. Oh boy. Oh boy. I like the other goat more. Okay. These are Schwamp. Okay, okay. Let's see. Where should I start? So, catapults match with it. Okay, okay. Stone? Also, I'm way over here. Okay, so he's gonna bounce off stone. He may take it down eventually. Offering to sell me heart. Ooh. Ooh. Receive heart when you gather water until the drip is done. Ooh. Okay. I'll do that. Not possible during high tide, right. Because I'm not going to have enough to pay the goat Unfortunately. That's just, you know, how it goes, you know? Let's see. This is not the noble goat, unlike their sibling. We do this. Okay. We're over here. So I could tear this guy apart pretty easily. Which one are you? You're the first one. You'd only get one shot, but I would like to stay hitless. Yeah. Okay, stones in way. We're pretty tucked away. That's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. And, yeah? Okay. We're pretty close, or we're pretty safe. A mysterious egg is on the battlefield. You receive a fascinating offer from the Egg Zone that appeared on the battlefield. Your Majesty, great to see you again. Still trying to get home? Anyway, do I have an offer for you? He gestures this large pile of eggs on the battlefield. That's right. You could become the owner of your very own football. Is he talking about the eggs? Eggs? What eggs? I only got footballs here. They clearly look like eggs. Your Majesty, they are likely American footballs. I hear those are shaped like eggs. Hey, you're gonna call your football an egg, call it an egg. Who am I to judge? Important part is I'm prepared to part with one of these footballs for an incredibly low price. In fact, I'm prepared to pay you to take one with you. If he's willing to pay you to take one, there must be a downside to doing so. You'd like to know what that is. Well, raising a football is a big responsibility. Too big for me. But you seem like you've really got it together, Your Majesty. You govern a whole magical court. You command vast armies. You ask questions before agreeing to stuff. I can't think of someone better suited to carry one of these babies to victory. But, well, to answer your question, you know how those games of football work, right? You lose the ball, you get a penalty. I can't keep racking up these penalties, Your Majesty. I'm gonna go broke. But I doubt that will be a problem for you, so what do you say? You consider assuming guardianship of a football. That's too expensive. 22... I could do 22 for the ball. I can do 22 food for the ball. I'll do it. You collect the signing bonus from the egg, thus assuming responsibility for shepherding it to victory. I'll be rooting for you. Okay. I will not be able to handle that goat. Okay. Let me see. Increase max HP. Bloodsucker. Offensive job. Earn 3 hearts for every confirmed kill. You get that amount? Oh, I did. I didn't realize. Shit. I thought I was paying that. I know he said he'd practically be willing to pay me. Well, damn. I chose the wrong option. I could have gotten money. All right. Raising max sounds cool, but I feel like I can undo it. You quietly return the signing bonus, carrying the football, and return the egg to the zone. It is as if you never agreed to take it. Thank you for telling me. I entirely forgot that was a thing. Okay. Okay. Collect 10 monies. Yes. You collect a signing bonus. Excellent. Now then. I don't need to spend money. He's just gonna butt against this stuff. I'm safe from that goat. Right. The vending machine. So, I'm gonna do a bloodsucker. Yes. Oh, is that just passive? Oh, it's not a special unit. It's just passive. Yes, absolutely. I thought that was going to be a special dude I had to summon. Okay. Okay. Max health. I don't think I need to horse around with max health, but actually 12. I'll stick with this. I'll stick with this. Okay. Foot soldier guy's a little ways away. Let me go back. Whoops. Let's see. Gotta read thoroughly. I know. Regrettably. Money. Okay. They'll destroy this and probably some other stuff. Whoa! Catapult squashed all of my dudes instantaneously. They were right here in this bottleneck. What the hell? I mean, it's not a problem, honestly, but I didn't realize that would happen. Okay, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Barely understand what's going on in this game. It's like a fever dream. It's not that complicated, thankfully. Like, the base of it is it's match 3, and certain tiles have certain effects, and it's like, the big ones are water that can stop foot units from reaching you, and the stones. The stones can block a lot of things, including catapults. Those catapults are a unit that can hit you from anywhere on the map, and as long as you're, like, if they have a direct diagonal line on you that's not impeded by stone, it's like a free hit by the enemy. As the dust settles from the battle, it soon becomes clear that your football did not survive. Oh, that's right. It was right next to the goat was right next to it. I didn't realize that. I was thinking for some reason that it was in my inventory or something stupid like that. Damn. I should have paid the toll. Actually, even if I paid the toll, he still probably would have hit it, right? Your courtiers, showing a surprising amount of coordination, organize a short memorial service for the demolished ball. Damn. Damn. I didn't realize. Damn. As Queen of Court, you are naturally expected to deliver a eulogy. You do a brief overview of the ball's memorial qualities, including the fact that it clearly resembled an egg rather than a football, and express a passing regret for its untimely loss. That's it. Honestly, you don't really see the need to put in any effort beyond that. As the funeral concludes, you must now choose an appropriate penalty for losing the football. Ooh. 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 10 damage. I can get that back. Actually, what happens? You prefer not to endure any of those penalties. I can take 10 damage. I've got a bloodsucker ability. I can get that back. You take 10 damage. You accept the penalty and proceed sans ball. Having successfully evaded the toll, the court begins to drift away from the toll booth. Oh no, bro. Rookie mistakes, bro. You're just accruing interest, bro. Okay. Another toll booth. Okay. Let's see. Now, which of these am I heading toward, actually? Like, there's Battlefield, Toll Booth, Toll Booth. I guess just keep going north, basically, is what it's saying? Okay, generic. Knights and Goons. Yeah, I'll go with Knights and Goons. They're going to be defensive units, though. My notes don't usually comment on minor enemy units, but here's a quick footnote. Knights are defensive. They won't attack the court directly, no matter their number. That said, they will attack our units, workers and soldiers alike, whenever they draw near. As such, they pose less of a threat than other enemy types, but that doesn't mean they're not annoying. Okay. You thank Robin for this information. Let's see then. I still need a good amount of water. Okay. Destroy you. Bit. Excellent, excellent. Now, destroy. And what else? Let me destroy this. And it. And it. Excellent. So, anything else? I'm actually pretty safe over here. Yeah. Get some more water units. Destroy these guys. Yeah. 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 There we go. Okay. I mean, I don't need to put out any units, I don't think, right? They're all way over here. I'm trapped behind so much water and stones. I'm like cozy. What's in the treasure? Instantly gain 10 money. Yeah, get it. Get it. Yeah? I mean, I don't have to do anything. These guys can't... Oops. Undo. These guys... Yeah, they have to be field... Yeah, okay. Yeah. Unless I'm terribly misreading something. Yeah, good luck, boys. Eat shit. Excellent. So, you have to ask, does anyone remember why the upcoming battlefields are marked with sinister-looking skulls? I do. That skull is the universal symbol of strife. Its presence signals that the war is about to heat up. But what does that mean, though? So, I've analyzed the upcoming battlefields. They aren't flooded by enemies. They are extremely hostile terrain. I would recommend look very carefully at the terrain enemy combinations when choosing a battlefield. Oh. All centaurs. All catapults. All catapults. Okay, catapults I can do. It's missing hills, though. Ooh, that's mean. That's mean. Because that's the only way you get cover. All centaurs. I feel I could weather all centaurs. And I don't need fields. And it's got chests. I think this is the most practical, honestly. Okay, okay. Now... wipe this guy out. Missing, you were hoping I would miss the missing hills? Yeah, because at first I was like, that's just the tutorial level for when they introduced them. That seemed easy. Wait a minute. Okay. Uh-huh. And... yeah-huh. So I'm also noticing some of these have 2 units per castle. Look at that density of fellas. Holy shit. Hang on a second. Centaurs. Hang on. Wasn't there a way to look at centaurs specifically in here? Because I remember centaurs can't cross water. I don't know if they can cross stone either. Something like that. Delete. Okay, okay. Which of y'all should I mess with next? Water. I'm gonna keep the water over here because this is safety. If I... oh, actually, no. I can just wipe you guys out right here. Yep. Okay. What next? What next? What next? I'd rather not do this, because that is a... okay, yeah, this guy. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. Oh no. Let's see. If I do this... That kind of screwed me a bit. Okay. That's not going to work, yeah. Because, yeah. Okay. Let me see. I can delete these. Alright. Yeah? Shit. Okay, well, it's right next to me. So... Chest. Okay. What is in here? Absorb surrounding water. Recover health. I don't need that. Yeah, sell it. Get it. Okay. Now, there's nothing to harvest here, so I will have to just destroy. Okay. Yes. Well, see what happens. I mean, there's enough shit in the way. I should be okay. Because these guys, they have to come diagonally? I don't know. Because I think there's one more battle after this, I think. Okay, the centaurs aren't that terrifying. They're just fast units, and they have clusters. Oh! As you might expect, given the day you're having, a third toll booth now makes an appearance. And, as you might expect from your previous encounters, a third dire goat emerges from the booth. Whoa! Gentle travelers, welcome. Your journey has been hard, but the destination is worth it. You've arrived at a spiritual bridge covering the divide between desire, fulfillment, struggle, and victory, frivolity, and meaning. The G, the goat. Is this the goat I have heard so many people compared to? Like many bridges, however, there is a toll. Please embrace this final test of spirit. Okay, how much is it this time? But first, another goat arrives. What? Bro! What's up, bro? You miss me? Brother, what a blessing to see you. How have you been? How are you faring romantically? Bad, bro. Got no game, bro. I see. And spiritually? Bad, bro. Got no God, bro. Can I at least assume work is going well? If it were, I wouldn't be here, bro. This job sucks, bro. You know, I have plenty of grievances to file with our employer. We should discuss this sometime when we're off the clock. If that ever happens, bro, keep praying, bro. Of course, the presence of additional goats immediately implicates the court is toll dodging. Such sin is not unforgivable, travelers, but first, you must make things right. 28! Your toll's been to just include the necessary penance. 28. I've got 19. How the For your eternal soul, I suggest you pay up. Oh my god, that's too much. Oh boy. I can't do that. Can I destroy the goat booth? Boy. Okay, what is our birds goons, archers goons, scamps goons, volcanoes? I'm gonna go with birds goons. That seems the most palatable. Oh, crap. I probably could have paid that first one. He probably would have still destroyed my egg. Okay. Well, let me see. So they're gonna make a straight beeline for me, huh? What can I do about this? I could scoot a couple times. They can't pass water. And it does take them a bit to get over this stuff. Okay. I can do this. And one of these. Okay. Okay. If I lock this in, I should be pretty airtight safe. Let's see what I can do about thinning these things out. You're trapped off by water. That would be good if I could keep that, but if not... Alright, alright. This. I can do this. Okay. Let me do this. And let me... Okay. Let's see what happens, I guess. There's the goat! Oh shit, it's already here? Oh no! Oh shit. Woo! I didn't know it could get that. Oh no, 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 you stupid. No, no, no. There's bird. Oh shit. Oh, just barely. Jesus. I didn't realize that goat would circle the entire map to come and fight me. I thought it was like a straight line path it'd follow. I also didn't realize it'd destroy the mountain that fast. Just as you're catching your breath from the battle, another goat makes an appearance. It's the one that I paid. The silent goat is clearly irritated by this whole situation. And given the death of one of the other goats, you are now in bad standing with their organization. Oh no. Which one did I kill? Did I kill the cool goat? Oh no. Another battle? Oh boy. Oh boy. Bloodsucker saved you there. I didn't notice. I entirely forgot about that. It absolutely did. Oh man. The thing is, I don't have knights, I'm noticing. I'm noticing the problem is I don't have knights. So if flying units sneak around and attack the castle, none of my dudes hang around. So boat scoons, scamp scoons, scamps. Unremarkable flora. Okay. Okay. I killed the cool goat. Regrettable. Regrettable. But now I am the cool goat. The goat. With sauce. Hopefully with sauce. I did order sauce, right? Okay. Well, I'd like to leave the distance kind of far if I could. But, hang on. Alternatively, if I get the goat down here, I could fuck him up pretty good, pretty fast, you know? It would have a straight shot on me from over here, maybe? Well, actually, there's water down there. So... Okay. Let me do this. If I'm right next to the toll booth, I think that would incentivize my guy to attack them. Okay. Got this, got this. If there's a lot in the way here, I would destroy this goat, okay? I think we'll be okay here. All right, what is in our chests? Just lumber. Okay. So, I don't really need food. See what happens, I guess? Go. Bah! There we go. Woo! Lucky. Yeah. Ooh, boy. Uh-oh. Goat active. But, okay. I see. These guys are getting close, but we should be okay. Excellent. Woo! Well, I've killed 2 of the 3 goats. The last goat prepares himself for the final confrontation. He wearily shakes his head. I appreciate the animation. Oh no. What does this come to? Oh, centaurs goons, archers goons, catapults goons, no hills. It's gotta be this guy. It's gotta be this guy. Okay. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, let me see here. Can I get him any closer? Maybe not. These count as very slow to travel on foot, does not match with summer hills. That's fine. Okay. Shock, they give you the option to pay it off. Yeah, still technically can. It's unfortunate I've not killed a couple more of these, because I probably would. This is the initial goat that I dealt with, who was pretty chill, you know? Unfortunately, that's how these things work in war, I'm afraid. Okay. I don't like its placement, though. Let me do this and this. Okay. I am pretty hidden. And there's no flying units. I might be able to buckle down. Let me see here. Is there something innocuous I can move that won't throw things off too much? I guess I'll have to do this. Food. And, I guess this guy? Yeah, okay. Pretty insulated, all things being told. I guess... Oh, actually. Cool. There we go. Yeah, we're bottom left corner. We are super safe. Holy smokes. They're gonna try and get over here. So... I do love that the dialogue, the goat was just like shaking his head like, it's come to this. We could have done this differently. To which I say no. No. This was as it was meant to be, I'm afraid. Okay. Go! Good luck getting there. Almost killed it, in fact. Wow. Despite their frustrated attempts, the goats remain unable to apprehend the court before the tide finally carries you away. At least I didn't kill him. You wonder whether your decision to ignore the toll will ultimately reflect poorly on the court. Nonsense, Your Majesty. Dodging transit fees is a long-held tradition, traceable to ancient times. Hang on, I need to get a picture of this. Excellent. Were the court a nation, it would be part of our national character. Yeah! Defensive victory. Excellent. Moral. They cannot tax what they can. They cannot tax what they cannot catch. Incredibly good. Incredibly good. We're the toll dodging. We're the toll dodging path now. With the war now behind you, you encounter a memorial dedicated to its victims. 39 casualties. Now, having expended much of its energy through the day, the court retires to bed. Once again, following your victory, during the day, you wake up in the night as the court begins to unravel. You make your way through the collapsing courtyard to the chapel where you find Puck in front of the pulpit. The deal remains the same, my queen. We now have time for an earnest response to one of your questions. The walls begin to quiver, as if waiting with bated breath. As you start to mentally form a question, the quivering intensifies, and then you stop yourself. You let the question on your lips fall into the recess of your mind, unspoken. Reality responds by settling down. Right. So, you think you figured this one out. The court is waiting for you to ask a question. If you don't have a question, it won't collapse. That wasn't a question, by the way, just an observation. My queen does tend to think out loud. Well then, don't mind me. Go put your theory to the test. I'll be waiting for you here, whether your curiosity gets the better of you, like it always does. Okay. Well, let's poke around. Let's poke around. It can smell our inquisitiveness. So, gates? Eh? Try to open the gates. Attempt to open the great gates of the court. Won't budge. 4 keys. What's at the top? Nothing still? Nothing. Jack and shit. West Wing, I suppose? The library. There's still that bookshelf thing? Are you here to the library? Have you been here before? Let me see here. Right. I remember we followed Puck to a library through this door. And that's where this gets weird. There's like a path you trail him on. And you have to make a note of it, I think. I can't remember what the hell it is, so... yeah, wrong path. You end up getting lost. Damn. Yeah, it's something you just have to know the path from what he did before. I didn't think it was significant until after it started, you know? Office remains locked. Virtues of 30. Right! I'm still 3 money away. Crap. Okay. Oh, a goat statue. Take a break? Up close, you're surprised to discover the water cooler towers over you. As if that weren't enough, it also hums, the sound of hushed whispers. The longer you stand near it, the more the whispers begin to cohere into something legible. You know what I heard? I heard those goat brothers are employed by a terrible troll. I've heard he threatens them with poverty, with homelessness, with the intervention of inequitable violence. Each powerless to stand against him, they continue to do his terrible bidding. But did you know what else I heard? I heard that the troll keeps the brothers separated because he can't stop them when they work together. If only they could be reunited somehow, perhaps the troll could be stopped. But that's just what I heard. And that's about as much as you can stomach. You carefully retreat from the water cooler. After rehydrating, you get +2. Intriguing. Dragon statue. What we got going to bar? The prophet appears to be completely passed out. Is he all right? Oh yeah, he's fine. He's a regular snoozer. That one. He'll wake up whenever his last prophecy is fulfilled. Okay, if you remember correctly, his most recent prophecy was something like, yeah, he said something about you gotta go get wrecked by a dragon. Why? Beats me. Right. Well, now you've finished, you stand up from the bar. Okay. Intriguing. Pantry. Yeah, let's go check the cat. Hey, gato. Add something to the pile? Yeah. Yes, let your legacy be one of the grand public works, my great queen. Okay. Yeah. You watch with a small amount of amusement and a larger amount of frustration as the pile collapses on itself. Wait, great queen, your last save precedes this comical blunder. If you quit and reload right now, you can reverse your mistake. By quit and reload, he means you can quit to menu from the pause menu. Reload your save game. Quit to menu. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was expecting me to match them, as weird as that sounds. So I just need to make a nonsensical pile then. Okay. Let me, Like, do I just do straight up line here? Or am I supposed to stack up and fill the entire thing eventually, you know? Whoops. Oh well, whatever. It wouldn't have been enough. Okay. Huh. That's enough for now. Dining hall. Classic cafeteria argument rages into the night. Comfort and strife again. Nice. Cheers. Comfort level 2. Excuse me, what are you doing? Having a drink. Want one? No, that's cheating. How? Yeah, how? Don't you see, Majesty? He's helping to raise your maximum comfort. Those drinks are just furthering his own agenda. No rule against that. You know, you could just raise Her Majesty's maximum strife if you wanted. No, I refuse. Only by steadily working her way up the ladder can Her Majesty achieve a true understanding of strife. Okay, it's your loss. Another? Yeah, sure. With time and repetition comes comfort. You feel your maximum comfort increase to 3. At least, don't do it in front of me. Okay. And I believe chapel basically now. Talk. Okay. One of my questions. Okay. Why did he proclaim you queen? Why has his demeanor toward you suddenly changed? How might you return home? Why does the court collapse at night? What exactly is the court? How war started and when? Can you tell you where any of your missing keys might be found? Okay, let me think. Home we're kind of working toward. I am kind of curious about the keys. Because there are some locked doors. And I think the keys might help with those. Where are my keys? You pause. You're unsure how to phrase this question in a way that doesn't waste it. You are seeking information about your missing keys. Specifically, you wish to know the location of your missing keys. But the most common approach for gathering this information would involve first asking if he knows the location of your keys. Should you ask that, he could just simply answer yes or no, and the court would shatter your real question answered. So, you would like to phrase your question such that an affirmative answer from him would also include additional information. You think too much, my queen. You're simply permitted to ask where are my keys. Fine, that'd be your question then. I cannot speak for all of your missing keys, but I know the location of at least one of them. Here. He produces a single key from his pocket and tosses it to you. Do you want spare keys for your apartment? You can tell because the hardware store where you had copies made put a sticker on them that you never bothered to remove. But this key was not on your key ring when you arrived at the courts. You always keep your spare keys in a drawer in your desk at home, but only removing them to give to guests every once in a while. So how do you get this? Did you lose track of one of them? You remember making additional copies at one point because you couldn't find any of the other spares. Did he move from guest to guest until it arrived at Puck's pocket? Or did it somehow travel with you to the courts? Naturally, there will be no answer to any of these questions, at least for now. Oh. Gone. Okay. For a short period of time, after the court wakes each morning, it drifts through the tide alone, free from the relentless obligations to the battlefield. You found this time useful for exploring your surroundings. Could use a shower. To your mild surprise, the shower, nay, the whole bathroom attached to your chambers is, to put it diplomatically, a bit shabby. Unlike the rest of your chambers, those which chose to stretch and grow to the size of your imagination, or just your station, the bathroom remains small and intimate. If you were feeling less charitable, you might call it rather claustrophobic. Also, the room is clearly built into the underside of a staircase. Various thumps and falls from above the ceiling provide ample evidence that this staircase is well traveled. You aren't complaining. You consider it miraculous of a blessing that a fairy court outfitted the trappings of medieval Europe would have functional modern plumbing. You turn on the water and test it with your hand. Despite the shower's appearance, the temperature is consistently warm and the water pressure is high. Just a completely normal, non-magical shower. Mediocre, even. You suspect that it would be a good reminder of what your life was like prior to absconding with a cohort of fairies. Also inside, as you step inside, and close the door, you quickly retract that previous statement. The high-pressure water. The subtle ringing noise produced by the shower head, the echoes of footsteps from the ceiling, all combine to create a cacophonous cocoon of sound and steam. If anything, this shower is perhaps the most magical object you've encountered in the court thus far. You let your mind drift off for a while. Oh, I'm drifting the mind. Ooh, boy. Uh-huh. Oh, boy. You go over the short list of things you've learned about the court in the time since your arrival. Yeah. 1. Titanium Court is a royal fairy court, a place bound by ancient magic to withstand the tide, whatever that is. 2. Magic totally exists, by the way. Oh yeah. Easy. 3. So do fairies, just so we're clear. 4. You are, however, not a fairy, as a person who has lived in a decidedly unmagical life up until this point. You are, instead, a mortal. Oh. 5. Somehow your mortal status doesn't disqualify you from being crowned a queen of these fairies. I do like how they're called fairies, but everybody is depicted as just this generic stock person. So I'm kind of wondering what qualities make somebody a fairy, you know what I mean? They don't have wings, I don't think, do they? In fact, so far as you can tell, nothing will disqualify you from royal office, not even your own opposition to holding it. As loath as you are to leave, you think you've spent enough time in the shower. Where should you go from here? Where should you go from here? Another painting? Look here, I do believe the artist has pulled a fast one on us. How so? Look closely. They neglected to paint their subjects' athletic shorts. You're correct. How strange. Even stranger, the shorts are clearly part of the painting, despite not being painted. I expect this is a useful technique for saving paint. Undoubtedly. Dining hall? What should you do here? Breakfast? Oh boy, scrambled eggs? You silently absorb the conversation around you as you eat breakfast. You know, vehicular theology is not so ridiculous. You consider the car to mostly be a metaphor. But for what? What would be such an outlandish and inconsistent set of myths possibly be a metaphor for? Perhaps the psychological armor we construct around our true selves? Oh, for the conveyance of the soul to greater stages of enlightenment? It's not too hard to imagine, but aren't cars also allegedly beasts that devour naughty children who do not look both ways? Well, I never said it was a perfect metaphor. As we're eating breakfast, you get a small bonus. Yay. Explore elsewhere? What do we got? The potion of liking baseball is ready. Let's drink it. I'm ready to enjoy baseball. And of course, if you think you can fly, start from the ground. Did I miss anything? Robin is expressionless as she measures out 3 individual glasses. I was under the impression that this potion did not induce hallucinations. On the surface, perhaps, but dear Robin, any fundamental change in your personality is a trip. Even something as innocuous as liking baseball. You wait in your sitting chamber as Robin measures out 3 glasses from the potion of liking baseball. Your magical scholars Skip Study Hall and Hop Turnstile have volunteered to accompany you on your first foray into the world of love potions. For research, so they say. Robin has likewise volunteered to remain sober in order to keep an eye on the 3 of you. How familiar are we with this baseball, Your Majesty? I'm guessing you know a bit about it, given your willingness to like it, perhaps? Stop! Skip interrupts. If you are if you are to properly fulfill your role in the control group, you shouldn't speak of baseball until the potion has started to take effect. Right, of course, he turns to you. You must understand, Your Majesty, I currently know nothing of baseball. I'm fascinated to discover what it means to like something I have no knowledge of. Measuring done, Robin hands you a small glass of purple fluid. Ooh. Tentatively, you take the glass. The taste is faintly sweet and rich with the powerful aftertaste of honey. Your companions down theirs as well. They say in unison, "Oops!" And now? Says Robin, and now you wait. The label claims it takes at least an hour to take effect. And so, as the seed of a new labor of love, or as a new love begins to inch its way through your digestive system, you await its arrival. What should you do? Look out the window? Sure. There appears to be a bike race proceeding along the inside of the court's outer walls. Whoa! Sick! Neat! Ever-changing map. The fuck? Leviathan? A beast said to exist in dimensions beyond our own. Too late. You should see the business. Oh, it's wartime? I see. Okay. Well, actually, that is 4.5 hours. I do want to know what happens with baseball potion. I was hoping it would show me right here, but it seems like I have to go through more gaming. And we have been going for a hot minute. Game's good. Big thumbs up. Big recommend. Now, as far as what I got planned, Zillow tomorrow? Shouldn't have any issues this week with Zillow. I don't think so. But that's kind of it for me, honestly. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed whatever we learned. I don't know if I learned anything today. It's a good game. Big recommend, thumbs up. Let me see. Is there anybody I've not thrown you at in a while? Let me see. Beatus is probably wrapping up. I think Rissa's doing some stuff. Rissa's doing some stuff with Wii games. I haven't gotten to raid Rissa in a hot minute. Learned a baseball in an hour, maybe. I haven't raided Rissa in a hot minute. And I know she actually raided into me once a little ways ago. Like, the instant a raid went off, she raided. And I felt terrible about that. So let's raid over. Raid message could be whatever you want. Let me do the thing. Anyway, that's all I got. Have a good rest of the day. May you appreciate baseball. I'm gonna play this on my own. I need to see what exactly is entailed of a love of baseball. I don't know what's in store. Something subtle, something huge. I don't know. Spooky music. All right, scram, have fun.